How's it going, guys? Bring your platoon here, and welcome back to another great game in World of Tanks Xbox One Edition. Today I'm going to be in the Tier 10 Swedish tank destroyer, the Strv-103B, the, I guess, most accurate sniper in the game, and best sniper in the game because of its camo values, and, well, of its decent armor, as long as you don't have anything higher than a 120mm being shot at it, because if you get shot at by anything bigger than that in caliber, they're just going to overmatch you, and your armor will mean diddly squat. Unless you hit a few points in the front, or on the top of the chassis, or, yeah. It's just not great at taking arty hits for obvious reasons. It's got a good gun. I won't go down the statistics because you already know the tank, but I feel the need to, because it is a sniping tank, and that's really all it is good for anyway. And if you're not sniping, then you're on a ridgeline very, very close to enemies, and just helping your team as support. Hopefully not getting focused down, but I will actually go into the gun statistics of it, because that's really the only thing, again, it's good for, is the gun. So, 308 standard pen for your APCR rounds, and 350 pen for your premium APCR rounds, and then 53 pen for your high explosive rounds, except you do 480 on average damage instead of 390. Dispersion is 0.30. Aim time is relatively... Where's the siege mode button? Yeah, aim time is like a second. Oh, that's so funny. But, yeah, as you can see, I'm up on this ridge. I'm hull down. I'm in siege mode. And it's not a bad tank. You also can get overmatched in the sides if you're angling even slightly. It's just as bad on an AMX 50B or the Machine. And, like, I'm sniping people from around 400 or 500 meters and not getting detected. Okay, like, mid 400 range. And, like, look how small that fucking aim circle is. If I shot again at that Super Conqueror, I probably would have penned him, but I decided to turn my way towards the 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and somehow I bounced off that Conqueror. Must have been the, above the chassis? No, then it would have auto-ricocheted. I don't know. I don't know how I bounced that. RNG bullshit? Yeah, let's call it that. So, yeah, base pen of 308 for your standard rounds, pretty crazy. You can go through Type 4 and Type 5 heavies no problem with, 308 millimeters of pen. Or you can load the 350 standard pen premium APCR rounds and go through them no problem. And bounce a lot less. I don't know. It's not really worth switching over to the premium rounds unless you are just miraculously bouncing off over and over and over again. But until you bounce, just use the standard rounds. They're fine. They're really good for a majority of the time. Although, I will say, sniping from these long distances, you might need the extra pen for long-distance targets, because it is APCR, and you do lose a little bit of pen, even just shooting the gun at long distances. And look at this shot. I just, like, whatever. If I hit him, I hit him. And I damage and track him. So that's pretty funny. I do believe I get one more shot into him. Nope, he actually moves. Okay, good on him. So I got a few blind shots there, probably around 1,200 extra damage, or was it like 800 damage? I don't know. But we'll see that in the end stats. This is an ace tanker game, and it's really nothing special. It's just doing what this tank does. It's sniping. It's really... I don't know how that one went in, but I will take it. It's just... on town maps, this tank sucks dick. It really does. And there's really not a lot you can do other than go with your team and kind of just shoot whatever's in front of you, track them, and then have your team dick onto them. And as you can see, I reload every just under 6.5 seconds with... for equipment, I have the gun rammer, binocs, and the camo net. And then I also have the combat rations, or whatever the hell they're called, for the Swedish line consumable. And that's how fast I can shoot. So if I were to put vents on... I don't know why anyone would run optics on this thing, considering that in siege mode, when you turn left and right, your camouflage net or binocs are not deactivated, so that's pretty cool. I still think the current setup that I have right now is the best equipment setup for the tank. And since we are, like, steamrolling through their team, I decide now is a good time to start assisting over with this side. I do get damaged, but only a little bit. And that's fine. I fully expected to be damaged, as should you. Oh, and you get like a little heat shield or high explosive shield in the top part of this tank compared to the tier 9 with the Strv-103B. Yeah, this tank is super it's not good at taking heat shells. It's supposed to be there to prevent heat from going into your tank, but since heat can pen at 85 degrees or 80 degrees, whatever it is, even a 90 millimeter shooting a heat round will go through this thing. So that's pretty depressing. Anything shooting heat will pretty much pen you no problem. And that IS-7 is no more. Good on him. But yeah, this tank will either work for you or it won't. The mark... Or what's the damage to get the mark? I don't even know. Oh, and the view range for it is, I believe, 360. Yeah, your view range is 360, so Binox and a camo net is definitely the way to go. Because your camouflage is fucking bonkers. But yeah, anyway, Mark of Excellence. What do you need to 3-mark this tank? Let's go to the Swedish line. It just gets really old and repetitive, which is why I don't really play it that often. But yeah, 4,300 damage is what you need on average every game to 3-mark it. So if you get a town map, there's a very good chance you're not going to be able to get that damage for your base damage because, well, in order to shoot targets, you'll have to expose yourself, and when you expose yourself, if they're not shooting giant fucking caliber guns at you, or other tier 10s aren't just going to overmatch you, well, I guess that goes hand in hand. Never mind. Those two statements were one and the same. But you need to expose yourself. And for people who actually know what they're doing against this thing, if the instant they shoot heat, you're SOL. You can't do anything to protect yourself. You just have to take the chance that they're going to miss you because you do have a very, very low profile when using all of your gun depression shooting over ridge lines. So just pop up, aim as great as you can, and just take the shot, back off, rinse and repeat. Obviously don't do this when you're out in the open and there's more than one target focusing you, or they have arty. But yeah, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Sorry it was boring because that's just how the playstyle of this tank goes. But I hope you guys enjoyed regardless. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.